The most valuable asset as a woman is your time. That's why when you go on a date, the guy pays because he is paying for your time. There's a reason traditions exist. So remember, if you want to get married and you've been with him for 4 years and he's taking up your time, he's taking up your most valuable asset. And you're telling me you want to get to know him first. You want to get to know him. You want to live with him because you want to get to know him. But what you don't realize is by living with him for 5, 10, 15 years, you're actually giving away your most valuable asset, because no matter how you swing that cat, biology dictates that you don't have as long as he has. So he's sitting on his laurels, he's enjoying his time, he's taking up your most valuable asset whilst you're protecting what by dating him for 5, 6 years. What are you trying to find out? What are you trying to find out in that time, except for the fact that you've wasted your precious time? Don't waste it. Decide who he is. If he's not for you, move on. And when you do meet someone good, please, ladies, understand that just because he doesn't buy you flowers on the half day of your birthday of Saint Nicholas something doesn't mean he's a bad guy. So learn to assess what is actually reasons you break up with him, like he's taking up your time and he hasn't proposed in 700 years, and what really doesn't matter, that he wore red when you told him to wear blue because your grandma's eyes were blue.
Get ready. What you're about to see is the new currency of love, a salary to date, women demanding allowances to stay at home, charging emotional rent, turning relationships into financial contracts. Is this still love, or has it become a dating market where only those who pay more stay?
If you are a stay-at-home mom, you should be receiving a salary from your husband. If you are a stay-at-home mom, otherwise known as a non-compensated working mom, and you are married to a man, your husband, the compensated partner, should be paying for the uncompensated labor. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of pissed off men in the comments, but try to replace you. Try to replace a stay-at-home mom. You're going to be paying for a chauffeur, a chef, a nanny, a project manager for the house. In fact, recent data has shown that stay-at-home moms, non-compensated working parents, if you had to pay them a salary, it would be at least $175,000 a year. So if you are a non-compensated working mom, if you are a stay-at-home mom, you deserve a salary from your husband. I said it.
This view turns marriage into a boss and employee relationship, not a partnership. What she calls a salary isn't love. It's a transaction. A healthy home isn't built on invoices for every act of care and commitment. It's built on mutual support, chosen roles, and respect. If marriage starts as a service contract, it's already walking straight toward divorce.
Anything that involves time spent with him, he should be paying for. In fact, many men will also like paying for things like you spending time with your girlfriends and things like that. Now, some men that are not ready, not fully baked, meaning they're not fully considered men, he's going to suggest doing things that are free, like walks in the park or things like that. It's maybe a little bit different than men who just sort of enjoy those activities. So a healthy man will always want to show you what he's worth and what he's capable of. That's just how they have evolved, and he's got nothing to shy away from. So he's going to be whining and dining you and taking you out to nice places. And if he enjoys some of those, lower cost activities, it's not gonna be like only that stuff. Men is an earned title for men by men. So it's not like we appoint them men. The way in evolution it works is that alpha men appoint other alpha men after they have gone through certain rites of passage.
Here, we see the old narrative that a man's value is measured by his wallet. She ties a woman's presence to how much a man can spend, turning affection into a paid performance. Simple walks, deep conversations, real moments of connection are dismissed as unworthy activities. This isn't male evolution, it's the infantilization of women dressed up as a standard of expectation.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't wonder why I didn't have a fucking backup plan. Why my kids' eating was dependent on a romantic relationship.
This is exactly why my boyfriend gives me a $20,000 monthly allowance as a girlfriend. You need to secure a stay-at-home salary as a girlfriend from the very first date. Before you move in with a man, you tell him, it's scary out there. You have the power to make me homeless at any moment. So for my safety, security, peace of mind, and happiness, I need an allowance. If you cannot do that for me, I need to keep my career until you can. What I said to my boyfriend was, no matter how much I love and trust you, babe, most relationships end. I need to look after myself first in the case of that happening. Minimum $2,000 a month, ladies. Okay? Now listen, I don't subscribe to the idea that men are trash and you shouldn't trust your husband. And I also don't believe that a man has to be rich to be a provider. However, if he cannot provide at least $2,000 a month of allowance for you, you are vulnerable. Even if he is the most perfect man on the planet and treats you amazing, what if he dies? Then what happens? All I'm saying is I love the idea of marrying somebody who is a provider and being a homemaker, but be smart.
This is the professionalization of dating, a preventive salary out of fear of what might happen in the future. The speech sounds clever, but is driven by insecurity and the idea that relationships are financial risk contracts. Loving someone while keeping a monthly invoice to guarantee peace of mind isn't love. It's emotional extortion disguised as security.
How to get a non-paying man to pay. Step 1, make a list of goals. We ask him for the money, so we got to know what the money is for. Hello, we need to know what the budget is, not that there's an actual budget, but we need to know how much we're asking for. Make the itemized list. Whether that's property, bag, an investment, as in a business, I need you to write it down. Don't forget nails, hair, lashes, etc., rent, or mortgage. Step 2, butter him up. Don't be scared. Now's the time to tell him what you want. You ain't shy when you're in the bedroom, so don't be shy when you're talking about this business. Pick the top 5 things from your list and say them to him. Of course, make sure you look your best. I suggest having 2 glasses of wine before having this conversation. Loosen up. After you let him know the 5 things on your list, see what his reaction is. Does he look confident? Does he look shaken up? Does he look like a potential investor? No, he looks like a shaky squirrel in the forest. So this is what you do next. Step 3. It's time to put your foot down. He letting you know he don't want to pay no money. He don't want to help you grow. And you got to let him know, well, listen, babe, if you ain't going to do that, then you don't meet the qualifications to be dating me, or let alone sitting across with me having this conversation. Ain't going to be no more bedroom time. Ain't going to be no more meetups. Ain't going to be no more hanging out or dates. Any man that would want to be with you would want to do the things that would make you happy, and those things are pay. If he don't want to pay, then he don't get no play. Step 4, smile and go home. However the conversation ended, you're a happy girl because you know your value and you know your worth. The next time he calls you or texts you, it better be sent with a payment. And I promise you, if you don't text back or answer his calls, he will send that wire. Can I get an amen?
This script doesn't talk about love. It talks about financial manipulation using negotiation techniques that feel more like a business deal. Creating wish lists, drinking to make demands, cutting intimacy as a bargaining chip. All this turns a relationship into an emotional auction. Love cannot survive when it becomes blackmail. Pay to stay here.
If a man doesn't invest into you, if a man doesn't pay for dinner dates or your bills or your rent or your nails or your hair, and he doesn't even spend a single dime on you, this man does not love you. This man is saving money for his dream girl to come along while he's piggybacking off you, your resources, your time, your existence, and your money. I'm going to tell you why I know that he doesn't love you if he doesn't spend money on you while I'm unboxing my new lipstick. If a man truly is in love with you, he will want to invest into you. He wants to provide and protect you. He wants to nurture you and your feminine energy. How does he do it? By spending money on you, by looking after you emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually. He wants to make you a better person. That's the sole purpose of what men are here to do on this planet, to protect and nurture women. Because what do? We carry the portal to life. We become mothers, we look after the children. While we're looking after the children, the man needs to protect us. Now, we don't live in Stone Age times anymore. So our priorities and the resources a man needs to provide have changed. We're not necessarily looking for the fittest guy anymore that can box away a saber-toothed tiger, but we're looking for a man that is financially secure and financially ambitious to offer us the most important resource on this planet, which is money. Just as much as we have the maternal instinct to love unconditionally, to nurture our family and our children, a man has the instinct, the masculine instinct, to provide for a woman. If he doesn't have this instinct with you, he simply doesn't love you. This is my new lip gloss. I got my name engraved. Every single person asked me about the color because it went viral on TikTok. And this is number 11 in satin.
She equates male love with spending. If he doesn't pay, he doesn't love. If he pays, he proves it. This isn't male instinct. It's emotional exploitation disguised as romance. A man who provides out of love is not the same as a man who provides out of obligation. Confusing the two only produces dependent women and resentful men.
Alright, I posted this video in June. It didn't get any hate, and now it's hitting a really bizarre algorithm. So let me take you through the video because a lot of you guys are misunderstanding it. The video starts with me saying, this is why men should always pay for the first date. Now, I could have been clearer and said these are women's pre-date and post-date expenses, but I thought that was pretty implicit. As I'm addressing the expenses, I'm saying you pay for. So I'm talking to the woman. You pay for your nails, you pay for your hair, you pay for whatever. It's a laundry list of things that women pay for, and they probably would beautify with or without the date. But the point is that the societal beauty expectations are so high, and men don't understand what's natural versus what's not natural. And so to feel comfortable on a date, women go through a lot of pre-date rituals just to prepare for the date. I'm sure that men do too. The video itself is meant to be funny, but I'm not joking about the fact that I think that men should pay for the first date, that the beauty expectations on women are extremely high, covert, expensive, and men don't understand it. In the second half of the video about the therapy and the comedy and the esophagus kiss, yeah, those are some like below the belt little jokes. I'm surprised that's not what people are upset about. But the video says men should pay for the first date. That's all I'm saying they should pay for, because women pay for X, Y, and Z. This is what they spend on beauty that men might not realize. These are her expenses. She pays for them. So stop calling me a prostitute. Stop calling me a pig. Stop coming into my DMs and telling me that I'm a dumb prostitute pig who should off herself. Because I said that men should pay for the first date because beauty standards are expensive, and most men don't understand that.
Here, there's a disguise. She uses beauty costs as justification to shift responsibility. She claims the video is funny, but the demand is real. A man should pay for the first date because the woman spent to get ready. She gets ready for herself every day. This isn't his investment. A date should be about getting to know each other, not reimbursing cosmetic expenses.
A man should never ask his woman to contribute financially in their relationship. Men who ask women for money are insecure in their masculinity. As soon as a man asks a woman to contribute, to split bills, to contribute to rent, to go 50-50, because they're partners, because they're a team, and it's only fair, this man will grow resentful of his woman. Why? Because he pushed her into his masculine energy. At the end of the day, when he comes home, she's not the feminine, beautiful, playful, charming, seductive, feminine energy woman that she once was, because the woman is pulling her weight and paying. She will become more demanding. She owns half of the place. She is splitting the bills. She is just as much of a partner pulling her weight as the man. So therefore, both are equals. Men and women are both equals. They share the same energy. He will have to ask her for things. He will have to check in with her when it comes to certain things around the household, furniture, bills, things they want to pay for around the house, things they want to do for groceries. Everything is now run by the woman, because naturally women are very much focused on the household and family and everything already as it is. Now, if the woman is also paying and contributing for the household, for all the bills, for the rent and everything, she becomes naturally even more demanding and more in control. So all of a sudden what happens is the man will resent the woman, even though he was thinking he was being smart, saving money because she's a partner, he actually will grow resentful of her, because the woman now is in her masculine energy. She's running the entire household. She's stepping into her leadership role, into control and into charge, which results in the man feeling smaller, more insecure, very controlled and emasculated. In other words, he will be running off to the pub with the boys every evening. He will sit on his couch playing PlayStation, crunching on his chips. He's rather on his phone watching TikToks than spending time with her. He doesn't take her out for dinner dates anymore because this man is drained, because he lost his beautiful feminine woman. He created a equal team partner that he pushed into her masculine energy. So it's no one's fault but his. So, men, if you're watching this, stop asking women to split the bill because you pay a much higher price than just paying the actual bill. Ladies, if you're watching this, first of all, a man should never ask you to go 50-50, okay? Because clearly he's insecure and clearly he wants to save money or is not really doing well for himself. So you are becoming his doormat and placeholder to keep building him. So one day he can go to his dream girl that he would never even ask for a single penny for. But secondly, also, if you're in a position where your man is asking you for money, you need to pull away and you need to set boundaries and say you cannot contribute, because your existence, what you're doing around the household, looking after the children, your feminine energy, everything you are as a woman that you contribute to the household, okay, your energy, your femininity, you looking after the children, you looking after yourself, you being a man's biggest attribute and investment, almost like a trophy, okay, that is so much more valuable and so much more worthy of you contributing financially to the household. Thank you for watching.
This narrative starts from a toxic premise. If a man splits the bills, he kills the woman's femininity. In reality, a healthy relationship isn't about mandatory 50-50 or forced 100-0. It's about conscious choice, mutual support, and respecting each stage of the couple. Blaming the lack of connection on a man not footing the bill infantilizes women and demonizes partnership.